What's up, Nation? My name is Law Nation, LAW Nation. Let's not forget about the core. Let's not forget about the core. Let me repeat it again. Let's not forget about the core. So many people are so fixated on, hey, what about this guy? What about that guy? And I do know that it takes 11 guys on the field, right? 53 man all together collectively. And I think that they have 46 active day guys or 47, whatever the number may be. Some people are yelling out 55, but the collective number is 53. That is what the NFL mandate that you must get down to this weekend. Now, here's the situation. The core is this, the core players. Ezekiel Elliott, we got to say his name first, right? Because he is the end-all be-all for this particular team. Then the quarterback, Dak Prescott, we got to understand that he is one of the core guys. Zach Martin, he's a core. Tyron Smith, he's a core. On the defensive side of the ball, regardless of how you guys feel about it, how you guys wondering how everything goes with that, it's still D-Law. He is one of the cores. And of course, introducing one of the new cores will probably be Everson Griffin, Jalen Smith, as well as LVE. And I cannot forget about Amari Cooper. Why is Amari Cooper still a core? Law, why is he one of the core guys that's on this particular team? Well, let me break this down to you guys. I think that it was one year that we was 3-5, right? All of a sudden, we picked up Amari Cooper. We went to the playoff, right? Amari Cooper does so much for this particular offense that, man, you can sit back and say to yourself, you can think all day you want and say, well, he disappears in big games. But I will tell you this. They roll coverage his way. They got to account for two players because of the way he run his routes. Until I see a team say, you know what, we're going to line them up, lace them up, one-on-one, mano-a-mano, then I will hush. But you will always see that safety cheating to his side, rolling over to his way. And on top of that, the play design last year, although Kellen Moore may have mixed up some things, it was still vanilla. They knew exactly when the Cowboys were going to pass, and they knew exactly based off the formation, they knew when the Cowboys were going to run the ball. That's the reality of it. Newsflash. We got Michael Gallup going into his, third year now? If we like what we seen from him last year, close your eyes and imagine what he's going to do this year. And I'm not even talking about CD for TD because he's going to work like a surgeon. Boy, he's going to work like a surgeon out there. No matter how you look at it. Hopefully, too. And I got to say this with bold convictions of my voice. Blake Jarwin, do not sleep on him because he can emerge as one of those guys that can really kill the game with the vertical seam routes and those deep post routes. Look out, they coming. Because we was compromised as a defense by as an offense, not being able to utilize that against certain defenses that love to roll coverages Amari Cooper's way. So teams now going to have their hands full. Now, everybody else plays into the part of helping this team out, like the Tony Pollards of the world, right? Oh, I'm not going to stop there. Like any safety that we would have on a team, I do know that we're fighting. Is it 4 numbers of safeties that we have, or is the actual number 3? We don't have a lot of depth as it relates to that department. So I'm thinking that when the final 53 roster is done and said and over with, there will be other teams that would get rid of some players that I believe that would probably be better than some of our guys that's in their backup situation as it relates to safety situation. Look out. This team may go out there and pick up a guy. Now, there is some tractions, and I'm just going to mention this one more time about Earl Thomas. There is some tractions about that because this team may be waiting for the season to start, and after week 1, you could reach out to veteran players and sign them, and their contract would not be guaranteed for the entire year. So you talking about that for a cup of coffee? That's a cup of coffee right there. And I'm going to tell you this too, Cowboy Nation. We need help in every situation, especially when you're talking about depth purposes. We got right now Xavier Woods with a nagging groin injury. Why is this nagging, Lawrence? Why is it nagging, Lawrence? Well, I'm going to tell you guys this. This is why it's nagging. Because of the fact when they're growing, it could be a situation like this. Week 4, oh, I'm feeling fine. Or week 5, oh, it done reactivated. You know, I done sprang something else trying to compensate for that injury. That can be a situation for Xavier Woods for the entire season. I'm just telling you guys how it is. Oh, and my dog, Jordan Hip Pocket Lewis, got some situations with his ankles. And of course, Cheeto Awuzie got a situation with his legs. So we don't want to put mixed pieces out there as it relates to defense. And of course, I believe our offense can probably step it up. I believe our offense will put up at least 30 points a game. It may start off slow, but I'm thinking that this offense can still put up that amount of money. The problem is will the defense be able to step up, stand firm, and hold everything down? That's the reality of it, Cowboy Nation. Now, I'm not saying go out there and grab all of the veterans, but we have to evaluate every situation and play those situations out accordingly. Back to this offense situation. I know on the back end of the wide receivers, we was looking at, hey, why not have Devin Smith on this team? Why get rid of Ventel Bryant? Well, here's the situation. Devin Smith is long in the tooth, and he's been injured. Ventel Bryant situation is that he's injured now. And we know for sure he's a dog as it relates to special teams. But we may need to put those pieces elsewhere. So that's why Ventel Bryant may be a person that's on the outside looking in from the practice squad. Hear me out. And we can probably squeeze a Devin Smith if we go with 6 wide receivers. But if they go with 5 and they say, okay, Noah Brown is one of them, and of course Cedric Wilson is the other guy, then it's okay. Why is that okay, Law? Well, Noah Brown showed us some flashes as it relates to practice. And I know a lot of people will look at it and say, practice? You talking about practice? But guess what Noah Brown can do that Devin can't? Special teams. Who's our special teams guru? Oh, Bone Fossil. Oh, now you see the picture. And in a pinch, if you need somebody in the red zone target, Devin Smith is not that guy in the red zone situation. Noah Brown is. Oh, if you are a guy that's going to run the rock, you would prefer to have Noah Brown out there on the field than a Devin Smith. So that's how they looking at that situation, supposedly, right? If they roll with 5 wide receivers. Now, on top of that, when we talk about the running back situation, I know a lot of people say, well, we good with 2, Law. We don't need 3 or 4 running backs. We don't need that many. Lawrence Nation, we don't need that many. Well, I'm going to tell you guys this right here. The reason why you will probably roll with 3 running backs will be for the same situation. Special teams. You need somebody to still play on special teams, right? And on top of that, gold zone, money zone, green zone. How good would it be if you have a fullback that's in the situation that can be your lead blocker? Now, I do know that Blake Jarwin, Blake Bell, and as well as Dalton Schultz can get down in there, do some H-back situations. But 9 times out of 10, those guys are so long. You want somebody to get low to the earth, can move some stuff out of the way, and still finesse that thing. Because I think Sewu can do those things too for you. Well, why don't you just roll out the Tony Pollard and the Ezekiel Elliott experiment and roll that out? Well, I want those guys to be on the field for multiple times, but I do not want to shoot ourselves in the foot by having those guys on the field for multiple times and you have nobody to give them a spell. You see how this thing going, Cowboy Nation? Oh, and the reason why we would probably have to roll with 11 DBs because of the simple fact of this. Special teams again.